And here's my new camera. I decided I needed a second camera because my phone contract isn't up yet, and trying to film on the phone at the same time as the normal camera that I use, which I put a link to up here or here for the unboxing that I've done on that. I've stayed with Sony just so that it makes it easier for the operating systems to sort of work together. So this is the Sony vlog camera ZV1. So the one I have currently is the ZV-E10. That has the interchangeable lenses, which I've not actually utilised, so I thought, you know, I'll just get a general camera that it's not as impressive, should I say, as the other one, but I do need another camera so I can show myself and the art pieces that I'm doing as well for, you know, making the content. And my phone just wasn't working out because I was getting phone calls and all the other notifications and everything else that I get through. So I thought, right, let's invest in this, but also this one is what I'll be using for taking out for family days out and stuff, as it seems to have just an easier way of using it. So we'll find out for sure when we open it up. So let's get into that. So this is the vlog camera ZV1, made for vlogging. There's not much information on the actual box. Obviously it's by Sony, like I said. Supplied accessories, we have rechargeable battery pack, lithium ion type, micro USB cable and a windscreen. They actually call them windscreens in there, but I've heard them referred to as dead cats quite a lot, which I find quite comical. Anyway, it shows you some of the things that you can actually use with, and accessory kits, things like that, things that are optional for you to use. So slidey sleeve time. And we get the bottom of the box. So this is the digital camera, gives you a little picture of it there. Same on the front. On the sides we've already seen because it was on the outside of the screen. And just so you can have this information if you want it. So this says it's a 20.1 megapixel camera. The lens is a 24 to 70 millimeter f1.8 2.8. Phase detection, real-time eye autofocus, focus switch, which I think is where it sort of blurs the background, clear voice recording. So let's just slide this across there. Now I know these take a while for me to open, so I'm probably going to end up fast forwarding this section because I can never get them open. First time, second time, third time or fourth time. This is just a coffee stick, but it seems to work quite well. It's not been used. It's what I use for some of the art projects. Alright, so now we've finally got it open. So straight off we have a little thing from Sony about the 1-year extended warranty. Let's get this open. So there's a QR code on there. European guarantee information document. Again, something on there about registering your product online. For customers in the UK, this is a statement of compliance, so obviously that goes through your general details about your security requirements. That's just a list of contacts. That's just telling you what models they are. A reference guide. Obviously I'm going to have a read through all of these at some point, but I won't bore you with them, just to let you know that they're in the pack. And then there's another reference guide, but this is in a different language, so obviously I'll get rid of anything that's not related to me. It tells you about the accessories that are available for this product, and gives you a QR code to take you straight there. Nice bit of advertising, Sony. Then we have the general startup guide. This is in numerous languages, and what I found with these is, even though it's a thick book, they've actually put the marks on here for you to be able to find your language easier. But British, or English I should say, English language is at the top of the list on there. And it just goes through about preparation, and I will be having a read of this when I do the review for the camera, but today is just about the unboxing, so let's get on with that. So on here it just says camera body and battery may get warm with use. This is normal. And then it goes on to about the Bluetooth and just different logos and things on there, so there's not a lot of information that you need to read on there. Let's get into the actual box and what we actually get with it. So in the box, let's start on this side. We have your normal USB to USB-A. As far as I know, that's what that one's called. It's the same one that is for the ZV-E10. It's the same one. I think it's like the older charger. I'm not sure why they've not moved over to USB-C with these chargers as yet. It baffles me. This is your wind protector, or your dead cat, or what did they call it? Windscreen. So this just goes over your microphone for while you're out and about, just so it stops the wind, which would be a great idea today because it's absolutely blowing a gale. It feels exactly the same as the ZV-E10 one, so that's that one. Then we have a little compartment on the side which houses, I'm presuming, the battery. So this is interesting. They've not used the same battery from the ZV-E10 by the looks of it, so I will need to get a different charger with different I wonder if it actually doesn't record for as long as well. I will be getting a dummy battery for this, like I have done for the ZV-E10. I've done this is quite an advertisement on this this video today, but I have done an unboxing on the dummy battery. I'll link that up here on the screens, but you can always find this information. I think my playlist is setting up YouTube, and anything to do with the actual channel where I've been setting things up, the products that I've bought, things I've found useful for actually recording content, I've put on there, so that's separate to like the art playlist that I have. So that's the battery that comes with it. If they do a dummy battery, I will have a Google and I will let you know. So the camera, let's make sure there's nothing else in the box. Nope, let's get rid of that. So first off, this does feel lighter than the ZV-E10, which I was expecting. I'm quite happy with that. And let's get it open. They always come with these. I'm not 100% certain. I think it's to stop static. I'm not sure. But let me know in the comments if you know. Okay, so let's get this out of the bag. Ready? Da-da! So obviously this is a lot smaller than the ZV-E10. Hopefully I can set up my phone at some point and review these side by side so you get an idea of the difference between them, because you might only need something small like this. I think maybe I might have gone a bit overkill with the ZV-E10. I think something like this would have been just fine. But I think I was swayed by the interchangeable lenses and the difference between the adaptability of what you can actually do with it at a later time when you've learnt a bit more about it. So straight off, obviously this is not an interchangeable lens. That's what I was expecting, that's what I'm happy with. There is a mount on the bottom. This is for your battery and your SD card. Let's see if this battery works straight out of the box. I didn't do that on the last one and I wish I did do. So that goes in there, same as the ZV-10. It's locked in by this little blue thing, which I always have trouble with, hence why I like having acrylics, because it makes me be able to do things like that. So these are not just pretty, they're not just a pretty face, they also are useful. So that's the flip out. There's a space there for your SD card. I'm just going to shut that over. So on the top looks very similar to the ZV-10, which is good because if I learn about one of them, it'll be easier for me to learn about the other. The other one didn't have this on, and I thought it would have been a good idea to have some kind of protector on. So I'm quite surprised the other one didn't have that. That's basically where your little wind shield, as they call it, goes on, and it does it exactly the same way. It just takes me a minute to get it. So that just covers the microphone, so if you're out and about and it's windy, it just takes some of that wind sound away from this microphone. Yep. So straight off we've got the on and off switch, mode switch, shutter switch, and then your zoom is here. And from what I remember on the other camera, this is where you make the background blurry, so it's good that they've actually got that on there. Obviously there's more to the ZV-10, and I think it would be good for me to... I've learnt a little bit on that, but not really enough. I've concentrated a lot more on the actual YouTube channel and doing the content rather than actually learning about the camera. So I think if I was to have started off with this, it would have been a better idea. I think if you don't know a lot about cameras and you just want to film something, either use your phone or get something. So I was kindly interrupted by the camera turning itself off. I'm not sure what the deal is, maybe I've been filming a bit too long. But at least now I've got a second camera that I can rely on if need be. It's not as nice to hold as the ZV-10. I'm not going to go too much into the differences between them because I do want to do a separate video about how they actually compare in my eyes. So this has on here, that looks like a microphone symbol, and then we have multi and HDMI. There's also a little space there for a lanyard. You don't get that with this camera, you do get it with the ZV-10. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to open these. Yep, these nails are amazing when you can't feel your fingers. They help with a lot of other things. So opening these up, that's your microphone jack, and then you've got your multi and your HDMI ports there, or mini HDMI is that classed as, I think. On the ZV-10, this battery compartment has a little check out the unboxing for the ZV-10 because I'll go through some of the initial thoughts that I had. Obviously I've got a little bit more knowledge now because I've been using that on a basic level, but one thing that I did like about the other one is you're able to put a dummy battery in, and I'm not sure if they do them for these cameras. I will check, and if they do I will put a link for that in the Amazon affiliates in the description. But on this, it doesn't have the little rubber that allows the wire to come out. On the ZV-10, it's got like a little cutout with a bit of like a rubber bung over the top, and that allows the wire to come out so you can have it plugged in permanently rather than using the actual battery. So I'll check out the dummy batteries for this. I'll check that the screen protectors fit this from the ZV-10, and I will do another video comparing them together, and I will obviously mention those points that I've just said about, you know, for example the dummy battery and the screen protectors. But you've got the screen there. I really like this feature on the ZV-10, which is why I like this one as well. It's fully articulate, you can turn it all the way around, and therefore you can film and see yourself at the same time. So obviously if that's facing you that way and you've got the screen on, you can see what you're actually filming if you've got it pointing at you. So that's the first thing that I liked, and then obviously to protect that and turn it round, and then put it back in, and it's a completely protected screen then, which I really do like that idea. The displays on the back are very similar to the ZV-E10, so it should be easy transition from learning about this one or onto the other one. I think if I was to do this again, I would have got this one first and then learned this one, then gone on to the other one, because I really haven't learned enough about the ZV-E10 yet, but this one looks a lot more user-friendly as a beginner. But the other one opens up more options, so it depends on your preference really. So what I'm going to do is get this turned on and see what we think of it. So it comes up straight away with English. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, see if you can see that a bit easier. So it comes up with your language. As far as I'm aware, this is touchscreen, same as the other one. No, it isn't, so I'm going to fold that back and we will press enter. Enter the set area, date and time. So Lisbon, London, so I'm in the UK, so that's fine. This is a twist, so that changes your area. So I'm definitely in that area. Daylight savings, date. This ring that's around the button, that's also where you can press it. It's very, very small to do. Enter that. Date format, all's English, do it that way around. And down and enter. And then it tells you about setting this up on the image edge. I'm going to do another video about that. So if you're going to be subscribing for that notification bell to come up, you need to be subscribed. All you need to do is click on that. It doesn't cost you anything. All you need to do is click on it and you will be notified of any future videos. Right, oh, I nearly had my finger over the lens. So it actually comes out quite far, that zoom. Wasn't expecting it to come out that far, but obviously you can, from wide, telescopic, you can change that. This has an automatic lens protector, so you turn that off, it'll shut, go in, and then this is your lens protector. But as for now, everything seems to be good. I'm quite happy with it, and I think it'll be a good addition to the ZV-E10 that I use, and also a nice little compact camera for family gatherings, with decent results. I do like that this one has that protector on it. I do like that it also has the windscreen, but basically that's all you get in this package. So that will be going up, and my filming setup will be different. I'm going to do another video. I'm going to be doing another video where I show you my filming setup and how I've got it all doing at different stages. So as I get a new product, I'm showing you how I'm adding that to my growing collection of hardware, for me to be able to provide the content that actually goes onto YouTube. So yeah, for now, thumbs up and over to the next unboxing. Bye!